You have it pre-fill? You want your milk pre-filled?
Okay, we got an hour 52 minutes.
Oh, okay. Alright. I don't think.
Or no, not an hour 50. 152 minutes. It's not an hour 52.
It's like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
That's good.
We're not going to last that long, but it's fine.
It's gonna be a quick episode.
Alright, let's take out the sweater.
Take off our pants.
Shit off. Take off
the underwear.
Get in front of the air conditioner.
Now they got a camera. Take it off.
Where's the pants?
Blood orange.
I'll grab that pot.
Okay. I was thinking on this one, I'm gonna start speaking in Farsi, and then someone does a translation of what guess translation of what I say. You think? Yeah, you know.
Maybe not on this one. We can do next one.
Okay.
I swear to God.
No, we shouldn't. I'm just gonna. Okay. Someone's like, he's beaten on the audio.
What are you doing?
Check the video.
Okay, ready?
Yes. Ready as I'll ever be.
Remember, the camera's on too. Welcome back, everybody, to the weekly DLC. We're coming at you from everywhere now. We got cameras over here.
We're in HD
cameras over
now.
there. Cameras in the microphones. I'm one of your hosts, Karosh.
See my nostrils.
I'm joined always by my co-host, Daniel Vargas.
Yes.
And Daniel Jang.
Hot fudge holy moly.
And if you're not familiar with what we do, we come to you every week to podcasting services of your choice, and we tend to talk about fun, topical, nerdy things of nature. We each have been bringing up topics to the table, and then we have fun conversations about said topics. We might not survive this one. You'll find out in a second why, but this is also the most what's pop heavy?
Visual.
Yes. Yeah, this is the most visual episode yet.
Which you can't see now, but you will later.
You will if you follow any of us on our socials. What's your social? Just plug it in right now.
At Cold Marmalade.
Because we won't have a chance to do it later. At the last bosses.
And I'm at Kujo Prime, and you'll see something of what we're working in.
We're saying our goodbyes now.
Yeah, and the videos are will. So the topics are going to be what our wills are. No,
everything here goes to our listeners.
So yeah, we got a new camera. We're trying it out. So if it looks good, let us know, please. If it doesn't, let us know if you have any issues on YouTube. I'm gonna try and upload that. And then we got it's Nerf or nothing this week, guys. We got a Nerf gun over there. We're gonna switch. We got some milk.
Switch milk, hot wings.
Hot wings. What we got with that hot wings?
What are hot wings for? I don't know. Yeah, we got cold beverages to survive
the apocalypse. Before we get into things, how have you guys been?
Good.
Good for now.
Yeah. That's why I said, how have you been?
But yeah, for this week, I actually watched a lot. Surprisingly, I watched the what would you refer to it? Full Metal Alchemist. The
Brotherhood?
No,
the live action?
Yeah, the live action.
Oh,
There,
okay.
that's what I couldn't remember the damn thing.
How was it?
Not very good.
No.
I mean, it's okay, but it's not what I was expecting.
If you were to recommend someone a Full Metal Alchemist product, what would you
just
recommend?
watch the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Okay.
There's subtitle.
Dab.
Stab.
So you watched that?
I watched that. I watched Coco.
Oh, I need to watch
watched
that.
Silence.
Which one's Silent?
Martin
Is that?
Scorsese?
Oh yeah, with Adam Driver and.
I actually liked it. I thought it was. I was like, how the hell are they gonna make this movie work? I thought the movie was gonna be silent. You know, like, it's just silence in the movie.
Have you seen a trailer for it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch anything for
Okay.
it.
Oh, that's fun.
I was just scrolling through Amazon Prime videos that I have, and boom, it was right there.
Is one included in Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet! I've been wanting to watch that.
Yeah. So it's there, and
Recommend it?
I watched it. Yeah, highly recommend it. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. And then after that, I watched Coco, And yeah, man, that's a tear jerker for me for sure.
Have you seen Book of Life?
Nah, no.
Okay. I haven't seen Coco, but I have seen Book of Life.
Does that make you okay?
It was a good movie. It was somber. It had some not adult but mature like subject matter of like life and all these. It's like a family sort of viewing of something accommodating to families.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's his name? Guillermo del Toro helped produce it, and Ron Perlman is the voice of one of these two. What do they call them? It's like. It's a story being told from the perspective of these two like people that have died in Dia de los Muertos, and they're telling like what the tale of like their what will go on. They make a wager, and they're like, oh, I bet you these two boys will go like one like I'll put money on one of them, you put money on the other one, and the winner something happens in our long term. Yeah. But in these kids' lives, it's like it's a really big thing, and they're like fighting over a girl, and then later in the movie. When they grow up, the one of them is played by Channing Tatum, and the other one I forget who he's played by, but it's someone noticeable. And it was a good story. Like I loved it, but I remember Ron Perlman was throwing shade at Coco, and he's like, "We've told that like you know who else did this story? We did. You know, thanks for acknowledging us."
Well, the thing
but I'm curious. I'm not like saying it's a bad movie. It's funny.
Don't know the premise of Book of the Dead at all, but if it's anything similar to or Book of the Dead,
it's the opposite.
Book of Life. If it's anything similar to Coco, it's a like it's lore for Mexicans. Yeah. So that it's something that's it's not something new, to anybody.
Sure.
So
it's a lot of times movies like that happen where it's like The Prestige came out at the same time The Illusionist did. There was 2 movies about sex buddies. Yeah. It was like Friends with Benefits, and then.
But with a lot of those, like they came out like right after.
This one
was like.
This one was. I remember Coco got announced like a year after Book of Life. I'm like, It wasn't within the same time frame. Okay.
Coco won
still
2
worth.
Oscars.
Yeah. Congrats to Coco.
I watched it before it won 2 Oscars. Hell yeah.
So you're not a hipster.
Get Out and Shape of Water.
Or am I a hipster?
Speaking of Oscars, props to those two.
Yeah, Get Out. The joke that never quits.
See, no, that's cool for the main guy in Get Out. He was not only in the movie that got Best Picture.
He's a fucking.
But he also was in one of the movies that got like the most money, at like in all the records.
Oh yeah.
In Wakanda.
Yeah, I was like, what movie is that? And I was like,
Wakanda
Forever. He was in Wakanda.
So props to him.
Yeah,
he's starting a good career.
He's like, he hit a wave and it was a fucking
it's
good wave.
Tsunami.
It was a good wave. Yeah.
It might. Who knows what his next project is?
Yeah.
So it's exciting. Did you 2 watch the Oscars?
No. Highlights.
No. Yeah. Highlights.
I just read up on like speeches because I knew it was going to be a lot of like I'm going to use this opportunity to say something, and other people it's going to be like, oh, it's well-deserved opportunity. I was happy for Guillermo del Toro. I hope it opens up a lot of avenues for him. And Kojima, I remember seeing he was like, yeah, that's my boy. I am curious about Shape of Water because from what I'm hearing, it's not like the most like blow your mind movie, but it's good. It's not like.
But there's 2 sex scenes for Emerson.
What?
No.
I just thought there was one. Really?
I saw it on Twitter where they were joking and they're like, everyone keeps talking about the sex scene, but what about the other sex scene? So I was like, I don't know if it's a joke or what it is.
Right.
I don't know anything about the movie.
Maybe Mr. Skin will have something. So you've just been watching stuff?
Yeah, surprisingly. Obviously, I had to cut down on the stream, so I didn't do 2 days. No,
because stream playing the Oscars.
There you go.
it's a pick your own adventure.
Yeah. Other than that, though, it's
okay.
Surprisingly, a lot of movies I watched.
That's good. Take a break.
Stream Live.
Stream Live.
But congrats to Sam Rockwell and Gary Oldman. Sirius Black.
Drexel.
Guess who's back?
Drexel from what's that movie? Christian Slater's in it.
Old or new?
Old.
How old? 80s, 90s?
Late 80s, early 90s.
Broken Arrow?
No, it's around that time where Gary Oldman plays like a white dude with dreadlocks. Drexel.
Oh shit.
What was it called? It has like a ton of actors. And Dennis Hopper's in it and Christopher Walken. They have like an eggplant cantaloupe. It was like a racist thing. Christian.
All I can think of is
I'm not gonna be able to get past this. Christian Slater.
Get over it.
No, never.
No.
Christian. True Romance. That's what it was. True Romance. Oh my God, you need to see this movie. There's a Tarantino cut.
Yeah, it's really good. It's directed by.
He wrote it, but there's a Tarantino cut of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Really good movie. Jack Black and Brad Pitt are playing small he's walking down as a theater kiosk guy. I love that movie. It's so good.
I started reading again November 22nd, 1960. It's so.
Stephen King?
Oh, you brought Ready Player One.
I know, because I'm gonna reread Ready Player One.
Why would you bring?
And the posters go.
Oh yeah. Are you excited about Ready Player One?
I'm fucking excited. Because I don't know if you remember in the book, there's a bullet ballet scene where he talks about China and Fat, and they're shooting out the place. And when they had the poster of the Matrix, I was like,
isn't it Chasu Fat? No, I'm just kidding.
I hope it's good. I don't want you to suffer of hype. You know how you had the incident with Black Panther, you ended up. I don't want that for you. That's all. I want you to enjoy it.
So I'm not hyped for a movie I'm what I am for every other movie, but I'm excited because I'm gonna view it in a different. I'm not gonna view it compared to the book. I feel like you just can't. There's no way they can get anywhere near the same thing that they can do for the book. So I'm gonna watch it as a movie focused movie. It's
a movie focused movie.
A movie focused movie.
Quote on the book. This is a movie focused movie, says Daniel Vargas of the Weekly DLC.
4 out of 5 stars.
All right. This is episode 57. I'm sure we'll do a topic about Ready Player One movie. I want to know your thoughts after that, and how many times you do or don't reference the books.
But November 22nd, 1962 is so fucking good. It's gripped me, but fuck, man, I gotta read Ready Player One.
So it should make you excited to finish it so you can get to this.
I'm gonna read Ready.
Oh, you're gonna stop?
I'm gonna take a break, yeah. Yeah, I'm at a good point because it kind of slowed down.
Okay.
I'm at a good point. I just love his. So, time travel, it's really hard to tell a time travel story because there's a lot of rules.
Yeah.
Stephen King lays out a ground floor of rules that you have to go. And one thing I like, I've never seen this in a time travel story, is if you go back in time, every time you go back, it resets everything. So that makes it really interesting. So if you do something, if I just go back, everything you've done is just me going back resets everything. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's his rule. If you go back, it resets everything. And
so we're a simulation.
That's fucking smart. I was like, dude, I haven't seen a time travel story.
Yeah.
Tell it like that.
That's interesting.
So you going back, just rewind.
Isn't that
tape,
it?
Essentially? So there's nothing that happened before that.
Yeah. Any changes in that goes out the window.
Okay. That's if you go back further. What if you go back?
You can only. That's funny because his rule is you can only go back to one specific time. You can't. 1958, 12:02 p.m.
Oh, so it's like a start point.
Right. You can never go back further
or later.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to live your life again.
But it's weird because the main character, he's experiencing weird things because when he's talking to people, it should be the same, but it's kind of skewed. Things are changing. There's a guy with a yellow card and it's turning orange. He's like, what the fuck? So he must have done something wrong because things are changing.
Well, it might be little things he's doing differently each time.
Right.
It's butterfly effect.
Yeah, they talk about that.
That movie is fucked up.
Started GTA 5 and still
soundtrack is dope as fuck.
Yeah, I'm not hearing any Monster Hunter from you.
That's still playing Monster Hunter.
Yeah?
It's
Are you still ranked 26th?
Yes. Forever.
Are you done with Monster Hunter?
No. I still.
You
I
platinum
got
guard.
the SOS.
Oh, yes. God damn it.
From this point on, it's I think I have to grab a trophy for killing 100 monsters online, with other players, multiplayer it says, and then pretty much crowns from there.
Which one was the first one?
There's one where it says kill 100 monsters, but on multiplayer.
Oh,
with other people.
No.
Next week.
Tonight.
I'm gonna text you midnight. Got it.
Yeah, I'm just a screenshot what the fuck? Oh, God damn it.
I plan on doing the weeklies. I don't want to skip. I didn't know about the weeklies.
Yeah.
So I skipped the first couple ones, but I got the weekly from this week and last week.
Something for gyms, dude. I can just farm them, dude.
I keep putting off gems, like that end game grind of tempered and gem farming. I'm like,
When you say gems, you mean decorations?
Decorations,
Okay.
yes.
I need that.
The Chaos Emeralds, right?
I need that.
That's Sonic.
So I've sort of been playing Monster Hunter because I remember that they did the Ryu crossover in Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
and then Monster Hunter in armor in Street Fighter. And so they have this like timed thing where certain characters will get certain skins of Monster Hunter. So like Ken will have a Rathalos armor that you can have him wearing as you play Street Fighter.
I never realized it was multiple characters. I thought it was going to be the Monster Hunter character with different armor sets.
Oh,
Now
it's a new character?
I'm punching myself.
Well, see,
the face.
the only one that I think has gone out that isn't
It's the
available
Zenogre
is like a girl in a Zenogre, but I don't even use that girl. It's like
Yes.
Kabuki
It
or
doesn't
something.
matter. It's the fact that it's
It's
so
that.
Zenogre.
So you've been focusing on those SOS calls.
I know.
I juked you the other way. I'm like, I'm a step ahead of you. You gotta go back in time. The most visual episode ever. Yeah, but it's fucking hard because I guess you need fight money in order to enter to do the challenge, like just to give a pass to like be able to do the fight. And it's like I don't know how to get fight money, and it's like I suck at the game, so I'm just sitting there trying to do casual matches. I get there was like a little thing of the week where it's like do 10 throws. So this entire match, I'm like getting the shit beat out of me. I'm just like throw, throw, shit, like 8 losses, throw. Okay, I did it. 20 fight money, and I need 100, like 1,000. And if you lose against the armor, then you need another 1,000 to try again.
Redo it, yeah, redo it.
And that's just to try again. It's not even a guarantee. So F my life. But I have been on a fighting game kick lately. My coworker has been like challenging me a lot.
Beating you.
Yeah, beating the shit out of me, to be honest. In arcades and stuff, and it's fun because I like a little bit of a lot of games you see are like co-op, and it's like
Competitive.
I like a little bit like confrontation is fun in a fighting game. So you got your Injustice has Mortal Kombat.
Or in a trophy game system.
Yeah, or that. Yeah. You get it where you can. But yeah, Street Fighter I've been playing at home, and then like we played at arcades, we played Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I'm just like, I don't know shit. I'm just like button mashing. So I played Dragon Ball Z Fighters Z, and sort of diving into that a little bit. Not much else. Like I'm kind of just trying everything. I play Monster Hunter a little bit, but no near focus. Like I did the weekly, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna.
And the vet Pokemon.
That's the main focus.
I'm excited for my.
God damn, this is hard. And it's funny because I was like, this is already going to be hard. I don't know what I got myself into. And then the next day, they're like, by the way, here's double XP. I'm like, what? This is my chance. Like, this is now a possibility.
Yeah.
If I do nothing else. And I don't do nothing else. Like, I wake up and I'm like, I could have gone to like 4 raids. And I need to do, if I do 10, I'll have hit my quota for the day to like keep it consistent. And I'm like, if I do 4 in the morning and I do 4 in the evening, and then I have do a couple of other things, that'll combine up to the amount I would need every day to average. And I did one day. I was like walking, and I was a madman. I was like, it was 9 p.m. and then like I'm like, Katie, I'm going for a walk. She's like, what? I'm like, I need to do this. I went for a walk for an hour and a half just playing Pokemon. And then I got home, I was like, all right, I did it. I did the first day. Next day, it was like, nothing. I was like, I did nothing today. And then today, I did a little, and I'm like, fuck, dude.
I'm 5 days behind.
But it's fun.
3 days.
I do enjoy it because it's like, I'm going to reach 40. I know that. But the fact of like, I'm trying to reach 40 within March is crazy. And it's kind of like...
At least it's not a 28-day month, you know.
Yeah. And this is with double XP, and then there's a day where there's triple XP for 3 hours.
Your whole 3 hours is...
Yeah, it's at WonderCon, and that 3 hours, it's on Sunday. So that 3 hours, I'm going to be outside. There's a lot of good stuff outside WonderCon. Mm-hmm. I actually started a second account.
Oh, they'll probably have the unknowns again, huh?
No, this is something else. Okay. They'll have shiny Bulbasaurs. That's like the special, which is unique.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I started a second account.
That's where you messed up.
And now this challenge of mine has taken a dark turn that it's just gonna swell. And I was like, okay, I had set rules for myself with the second account. I was like, I'm only using this for enforcement. Because I want to be able to just be able to independently take on challenges so I can get experience on my own and not be dependent on groups for this challenge. But it's hard with higher level raids. Because I can do most of them, but sometimes I just need one more person, and I don't always have that. I'm like, if I just have the second account, and I have it carried in a few things just to catch some big stuff, to then use against further big stuff, and just sort of like do the Monster Hunter approach. You kill a big thing to kill a bigger thing. And then I started thinking, after I was like, I set this rules, I set it up, and I'm like, because of this double XP, within like an hour I was at level 10. And I'm like, wait, I should race myself. Can this account get to 37 or 8 by the time this other account gets to 40? And I'm like, I'm just about to play myself.
Congratulations.
And it's scary because I don't know whether I want to do it or not, but it's always on my mind every time it's like level up, level up. I'm like, this is just so easy.
Devil appears, another devil.
Yeah.
Do it. No, really do it.
Get a third account.
There's a picture of a guy with a food tray of just like iPads, and he has them specifically laid out in a way where he could just do this, and it taps all of the screens.
Wow.
And I'm like, that is efficient. Like, I'm not thinking like, that's crazy. I'm like, that's genius. And then it's like, I imagine Jeff Goldblum's like, they didn't stop to ask what, like, they asked whether or not they could. They didn't stop to ask whether or not they should.
Croach one-ups them, 10 toes down.
10 phones on top, 10 phones on the bottom.
10 toes down.
I just thought I should get like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Disc thing, and instead of cards,
like slide it open.
Yeah, instead of cards, I put phones on them and just be like,
you activated my trap card.
Yeah, so that's been that. Prepping for
7 phones, I guess.
Yeah, and iPads, and phone watches, and my life. Yeah, so there's that. Fighting games, yeah, that's about it. I started watching Dragon Ball Super, which I'm definitely interested in.
Don't
bro. I'm proud of it. I'm not hiding anymore.
Someone listening to podcasts.
It's like that Arthur Fist.
It's the Arthur Fist is just there when someone says they watch it.
You know, we're much more accepting culture now. I feel like I'm safe to say I watched dubbed. All right.
Make a shirt. I watch
dubbed. Oh my god, I need that shirt.
Take it to the one we're gonna do watching the Pacific Rim. So Andrew can see it.
Hi Andrew. This podcast is done. Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. So what do we have here?
So before we get into our topics, we've got hot wings, and we've got the hot sauce from Hot Ones, the Last Dab Reaper edition.
You got this, right?
Yeah, I have the subscription box, and I got it.
Bring that thing over here. Why are you trying so far away? I know it's a visual episode, but we need that.
Okay, so pretty much we're gonna just like dab a wing. So these wings don't have any sauce. We're gonna dab a little bit on it. Take a bite.
Can you describe the Last Dab?
It is like over 2 million Scoville. This is the Carolina Reaper Special Edition. Zero calories, so we're not hurting ourselves here. We're doing good. The Last Dab Single Pepper Series remixes the spiciest sauce on Hot Ones, replacing Pepper X with some of the other heavyweights of the chili world. Experience smoking eggs, curries, world famous Carolina Reaper in all its blaze and glory, tamed only by a zany blend of mustard, ginger, and turmeric.
Turmeric.
Get to the chopper!
We gotta have like an episode just about pronunciating.
Sure.
Tigrex.
Because I'm terrible at pronouncing.
Tigrex.
Is it on? Is that on?
We got camera 1, camera 2, we got Nerf gun.
We're ready.
Get Nerf gun.
We got milk. We got
I am.
You're
So, like there's like a pit in my stomach. It hurts.
What we're gonna do is we're each gonna dab a little bit on one wing.
Yes.
One wing.
Right.
And then we're gonna eat that wing.
Right.
And we're gonna start our topics.
but you get 3 dabs.
No. Get out. That's how we're getting back to something.
So do you guys want to like just as soon as I dab it, I'll get it? I'll eat it?
No, we all eat at the same time.
Okay.
Oh god.
No.
Okay. My mouth is watering right now.
I'm just gonna try to get it out.
Get out.
Get out.
God, I'm so scared. I'm like breathing heavy and everything.
Don't breathe it in. I feel like the guy from Terminator.
Oh my god. That looks like 3
No,
dabs.
that's yours.
That's mine. That's mine. Hey, good luck getting it on yours, dude.
I'm
You
just
can put it
gonna-
on the plate if you
Just
want.
gonna wipe
Like
it.
actually put it on the plate and wipe it if you want. We don't have any napkins whatsoever.
Rest
I'm
in
gonna
peace.
lick my fingers.
Rip.
Is that enough?
I mean, if that's what you feel like, literally just dab it on the plate and then just like that'll be good. Oh, there you go.
Is that good?
That's good. That's good. And then I'm gonna take this. You can.
I don't want a wing, I want a drumstick because it's easier to eat.
This is what I always see them eating on that show, so I figured I'd try to. Ooh,
That's good.
that's right there.
That's more than-
That's money.
That's more than money.
Alright.
That's
That's death.
Damn, we got like a.
Oh yeah, that's expensive.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, my original plan was to fill the whole thing up and just shake the shit out of it.
Fuck.
Alright,
Okay.
guys.
So we're gonna eat the whole. Like we're gonna take it. We're gonna
You don't have to eat the whole thing, but you gotta get the bite of
get
that.
the bite,
Oh my gosh.
and then what we're gonna do is swallow, put the wings down, and have
And
conversation.
just start. I don't even know where we're
Swallow
starting.
the Patrick
We didn't even know like what
The top.
in what order we're going.
I'm going first,
God,
and then we'll do.
It's nice knowing every single one of you.
And then we'll do yours,
Yeah, you can do
and
mine.
then we'll end with yours,
Okay.
Alright.
and we'll try to remember that.
3.
If any last words?
Wakanda forever.
Get out.
1. Cheers, guys. Got good flavor, but it's hot as shit.
It's not as bad as I thought, but I'm afraid it's a creeper.
It's good.
It's actually not that bad as I thought it would be. Dude, my nose is burning. My nose is burning. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
My nose is burning.
So we're waiting until he's done.
That initial hit, it hurts, and then it's okay now.
I got it all over my tongue. Like my tongue is on fire.
Okay, so. Yeah, I'm waiting. It's just building. You gotta wait on the drink.
It's actually not that
The saliva is the worst part.
bad. On the record, it's not that bad. Tip from me.
We did a dab, dude. Have that
That's true.
covered.
That's true.
So wait, do they have it covered?
Yeah, and then they dab it again.
There's milk.
Oh crap! That hit me good.
Okay, so my topic. We had the Nintendo Direct today. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we're making this video.
Yeah. It's bad when it's stuck in your teeth too.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck. It's like on the tongue. I can't use my tongue. So Nintendo Direct was today on Thursday, and they had a bunch of games announced.
Right.
Mario Tennis. They had some 3DS stuff. But they ended with what?
Inklings.
With with Splatoon, like a big update. It's a new story DLC. I don't know if it's getting worse or not. It's like part of me is like bracing.
It's at the, holy crap! It's at the max, but it just stays there. It's just a high end burn.
It's like it's.
I'm gonna
Be careful, yeah. Be careful over the edge. We have a lot of things. This is a visual episode. We have a lot of things on the table.
Right.
You don't know what's a prop and what's not. Anyway, so they do the Inkling update and they're like, oh, by the way, one more thing. Inklings show up and Smash gets teased and then they do coming 2018.
Yeah.
And they fucking just boom. And so, boom.
That was terrible. Shut up.
Watch out is bad.
Fire. Well, because sometimes like, it comes back and like it hits, it kicks you in the throat hard.
So I want to talk about Smash more than anything, and what you guys hope for it, what you guys things that you'll see that you think that you would like feature-wise included, and then most importantly roster suggestions. Because if you look at it, Splatoon was like they introduced them, so you're like, okay, the Inklings are going to be in it, and then they show Mario and they show Link, but it's Breath of the Wild Link because of the hairdo, because it's silhouette, you see it.
Right.
So, no, that was a bad idea. Never clear your throat when you have it, even if it's not as bad as I was expecting, but it's bad enough where you should watch what you do.
The thing is, like, if I don't drink, I feel like I want to tear my tongue out.
I think we should each topic do 2 Dev.
Dang,
I'm down.
And then the last topic.
It's not.
Last topic.
So the next topic is 2 dabs in it, and the last, and then the.
And then we'll see how we handle 2. And then if we survive, we go to.
I'm already drinking half the milk here, like.
And you're sweating profusely.
I sweat.
Yeah. Okay. So roster game. I want to hear you guys.
Okay. Do you want to go like ring around again for the roster?
Well, for roster, but I kind of want just like what do you guys think of this?
Yeah, I only did roster.
Okay.
Maybe some one level.
It's fine, but
I think
we're not talking about like what you're hoping to see other than the roster. Like,
I think what they'll do. I just want to because I feel like this will be a big thing, and we can talk about it. I really feel like this will be delved into at E3 since it's coming in 2018, and I think it's going to be alongside the announcement of the Switch Online service that they have.
Okay. Will it be ready at E3?
I think they'll be like it'll launch side by side with Smash.
Right.
As like now you have a reason to like want to have online besides like one other game.
yeah.
So anyway, that's have fun roster or whatever.
Okay.
It's like
Roster?
spikes on my fucking tongue.
I'm gonna say Carolina Reaper.
It's Nergigantes.
Nergigantes in my mouth.
I'm in the tongue.
Fucking have some of that hitbox. So who?
Carolina Reaper.
That's his first.
Okay.
Roster. Let's go with Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes.
Oh!
Since No More Heroes 3
It's
is
coming
going to be
on
on the Switch,
Yeah.
hopefully exclusive. I'm going to say Travis Touchdown is going to be in No More Heroes. Oh no, I mean Smash Bros.
Smash, yeah. I think he'll have the sword. It'll lend itself well to like all the many other Fire Emblem and
And then as Kirby, you can suck him and he gets to
Suck him.
the fucking hat,
Yeah.
the hair, and the lightsaber.
the lightsaber sword. Okay.
So before I say mine, can I say 2 that I mean they're silhouettes with there, so
Sure.
you know who they are. So we had Mario and Link that popped up. So with both of those, I think it's going to be Mario Odyssey. Mario,
Okay.
And then obviously Breath of the Wild Link.
So Mario will be Kirby.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. Because he'll just throw his hat on people.
So yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. So that's I was going to say Cappy was going to be a character.
Ooh.
Now I don't know.
Separate.
So I don't. So this can work different ways. I was thinking like maybe Cappy can be on any character you want, and so it would have like Mario's movesets with like, but he looks like Link or something, or it's just like Cappy on Mario, and Mario can like, it's gonna be a move where he can like throw it on someone, and he just does like a hit combo or something on the guy.
I would say he throws his hat on someone and he takes them over temporarily,
Mhm.
and it would be as long as when Kirby like sucks you up and puts you in his mouth and like holds you, and if you like fight out of it, you knock him out. So that'd be a cool feature.
So then you just like run off the edge.
I definitely think his up B is gonna be throw the cap, jump.
Ooh, like 10,000 jumps.
You son of a bitch! Yeah, he's gonna be like a Kirby Jigglypuff character where you just like combo it out.
Okay, so.
And then Link, I think what'll be cool with him is he's just gonna be Sheikah tablet, like all things, like stasis, bomb.
Oh.
He like freezes you and then like, yeah.
Oh, that'd be fucking epic! I wonder if it'll be random, like Game & Watch, or if it'll be like C up, C down, C, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think they'll bring back GameCube controller or adapter?
Man, yeah.
Or do you think they'll have like
I think they'll do
a
peripheral.
pro controller that is like...
Yeah, they'll bring
Yeah.
a pro controller.
Smash.
I think they'll do an updated controller that works
Oh,
for the.
fuck.
So I
yes.
should return my controller. I haven't used.
Your PS4 controller.
Yeah. Okay, so those are two that you knew.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Woolly Yoshi.
Ooh.
I think that'll be a cool variation on Yoshi. That will keep him there, but it'll be a fun spin on it.
That's the yarn one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's Woolly is what they refer to it.
So mine's going more like crazier and crazier. This is crazy and probably not gonna happen, but Crash Bandicoot. Since they announced Crash
I
Bandicoot
think that's an E3 announcement right
on
there.
Switch. I don't know. I think it could happen.
Mhm.
So
Stranger Things had.
I have a crazier one.
I have a crazier one.
that's similar to. So I was like looking at Switch games that have come out and like they can put this kind of put that kind there. So my first one, and I feel like you're gonna have this one because this was a game that you really enjoyed, the Doom guy.
Oh,
Doom guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna murder some fool.
Hell yeah, dude. And I don't know how it works because, like, I mean, you see him now. Like, in
Yeah,
this
he's
game,
in a
it shows him in the suit and everything, but, like, his most famous thing is literally, like,
Ripping the shit out of
well, just the gun. It's
Oh,
like your hand and the
PMG.
guns, yeah.
That should be his smash. His ultimate smash.
everyone just gets. Or just explode like it.
It just shows that, like, hit the middle of the stage and he's just unaffected by it or whatever.
God,
Shocking.
I want a Doom guy amiibo.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Oh, they already announced.
The Dark Souls amiibo?
So, because of that, do you think. I don't know if that's on.
I think
Okay,
so.
well, we'll continue.
So the only other one I put, besides Doom guy, that it would be just as crazy is BJ Blazkowicz.
Oh,
Because that's coming out. If
That's
it's
crazy.
Yeah.
That's-
I want wheelchair Lebowski, or not
Oh,
Lebowski,
shit.
yeah, BJ.
BJ,
yeah.
yeah.
I keep thinking of Lebowski. Like the Big Lebowski. But
the dude.
yeah, I put him as another just sort of like fucking, just swing for the fences. Seems like Bethesda is like all about doing something,
Blazkowicz?
maybe. It seems like
Bethesda.
Bethesda's really doing things that other publishers are like it's a race for these third-party publishers to do things that the other ones either aren't willing to do or they're like, we do this well.
Yeah.
And like Bethesda leaned heavy on the single-player narrative-driven gameplay, and like they did all these things like, hey, we do deliver that. That's all of our catalog, and they're like went into that, and they were one of the first to jump into bed with Nintendo with all these Switch stuff. So it's like
Jump in
jump deep.
bed with.
Ooey gooey. Yeah. So this is probably not gonna happen. This is like dream. So I'm gonna put two.
Okay.
Gino from
Oh,
Mario RPG.
one can hope.
Because that
'Cause
was
I
the
wanna-
rumor. That was the rumor. And the other one's Master Blaster. I don't know if you heard of the game. Nintendo game.
Oh,
the little
yeah.
Not gonna happen. But yeah, one man can dream. One man can dream.
So my next one is Skyrim guy.
Ooh.
Because you make your own guy.
Foster Dome.
Yeah.
That's his ultimate.
It just blows
Foster
everyone.
Dome.
Link can kill him, dude.
Yeah.
Arrow to the
That's his weakness.
Yeah, if you hit his knee, it's like instant.
Like an immediate 100% hit combo.
Like when Jigglypuff does his the blink.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So Skyrim guy.
Okay. This one's. I'm going with the weird. I did Woolly Yoshi. They do other weird variations of things. It's not just gonna be Pikachu. It's gonna be Detective Pikachu.
Ooh.
voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Did you? So in the direct, they showed a trailer of the Detective Pikachu game, and he does talk, and it is the funniest fucking thing.
I love.
No, it's like a grown man and like an out of shape Pikachu. He's like,
Danny DeVito.
all right, Tom, quick attack. He like runs from like this plant to like where you're sitting. He's like, did I do it? Oh God. It's like
Because he's a detective. He's an older.
it's so funny. It's
That's pretty good.
it made me laugh so hard. I wanted like a really deflated like out of shape Pikachu. That's all I want. Like when he tries to do quick like the little boost thing, it's just gonna go Like everything's poor.
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
I'm done with characters. So I'm gonna pick a level. Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Either,
A divine beast.
yeah, you're on a divine beast, or there's a level with guardians.
Fuck.
Names RNG.
Why not Guardians as characters?
I think what would be cool with the Guardian one is if it does it, but every time, like right before the laser can come out, like it cancels it. And then it does it again. And it's just like a neat thing in the background.
I got an idea. It's a level where you're in a shrine. And there's like puzzle elements that you can like mess with the level to play in your favor. And there's Guardians in there.
That's crazy.
So since he did levels, I have way more characters, but I have a level.
Is that your camera that shut off?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's stuck
Okay.
in. So I have.
I want to just keep talking. I'm just gonna make sure ours is going.
Dare you?
Keep talking.
So I have a level because I was thinking about a character, a ridiculous character. So my first thought was a Rocket League car.
Oh!
How that would work, but then I was like, nah, it's dumb. Rocket League level would be perfect. Because we had the F1 zero F1 level where if you fall on the bottom of the stage, those cars would just hit you. I think it's something similar. Like there's just like two cars like trying to like do tricks, and they can possibly hit you if you get in the way or whatever.
Okay.
But so that was level. But for characters, Shovel Knight.
Oh.
Is that on yours?
No. I like that one though.
Nah, I mean it's been a huge.
They have an amiibo too.
Yeah.
So it just did ask him.
Possible.
I don't think it'll be a main character. It might be an assist. Koroks.
Oh.
They'll be like Pikmin sort of.
They'll be like
But in a
an
different-
item you can pick up and toss, and all of a sudden like a bunch of them come out.
Something to that, yeah, to that effect. And then another one that could either be a main character, like I could see it being like ice climbers, or it could be like a support sort of thing, would be rabbits.
Okay.
So that's one I had, but to play off of yours with the Koroks,
Yeah.
I had Hestu. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
big rocket guy.
Yeah.
So he's just there and he sends out Koroks
Yeah.
towards you and shit like, oh, fuck.
What did you do?
He'll do music.
Yeah.
He's like the next Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
He puts you to sleep and he like makes you in a dancing move and then he just does like a super hit.
Yeah.
Sends you flying. Oh, it's coming back up again, huh?
A little bit. I only had two more.
I got more.
I'm gonna add Tingle.
Always. The
Let's
dream.
go.
That's the real dream.
Let's go.
I had Captain Toad.
Oh yeah.
I thought that'd be a good one.
That's the Toad Adventure one, right? Where it's
Captain
just-
Toad.
Yeah.
That's what the game's called. That's why I said Captain Toad.
I have Gunvolt.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
this is a game that I picked up on the 3DS. I picked it up because they had a 8-bit version of the game, and then they had the regular new version of the game. When you picked it up, you got the 8-bit.
Okay.
And so I picked it up, and it's a really fun game. Very similar to Mega Man, so I thought like it could be similar movesets. Maybe even replace Mega Man. Who knows?
Do you think they're gonna have issues putting Mega Man in this one because Mega Man's in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
My next one is a launch Switch game. It's a bit of a stretch, but
1-2 switch.
The Zebra Clippers?
oh, I didn't hear that. Oh my god, that'd be fucking
That could
awesome.
be a
You just
stage.
go and you just like like cut people up.
It could be a
Fucking-
stage too, though.
Yeah. No arms.
Ooh.
Like just like
That
a
makes
male and a
sense.
female.
But this
That
like
makes sense.
like the main character version, just male female version.
Well, either that or just have them be two separate.
Okay.
Because there's Ribbon Girl, there's the thick booty one, and then there's the main guy.
Thick booty one.
THICC.
Yeah. I'm just like saying how it is. Yeah.
I want to
And
say
then-
character. I don't know his name. Mechasonic. Let's put him in.
Oh.
Let's just
Oh,
put
the
him-
robot one.
let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Mechasonic. Let's go.
Replace the regular stuff.
No, they both gotta be there.
I got Shantae, the half Gino.
That's a good one. Yeah, because they've been pushing that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
There was another game. I had it a second ago.
It's gone.
It's gone. A level would be good. Would be Stardew Valley.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I was trying to think of a character, but I was like, I don't think any of those will work. But to play off of that, I got Steve. Minecraft.
Oh,
That's the regular character.
personally, I'd rather have the Dragon Quest regular guy. I feel like he has a story.
Well, then I have Celeste as well.
That's a girl.
Oh.
I would have Celeste be like an assist, like just like juking across the screen. The map turns into a B-side and just like everything that's ramped up is just like
survive. Whoever hits the ground.
I know this character was a part of a level in the last one, but it'd be cool to have it as an actual character. Ripley.
So that's someone that, like, when he was announced as a level or whatever, people were like, "No, he should be a character." So that's one I wanted to bring up later. I was like, I'm hoping that could be maybe a character finally. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah. But we got confirmed Bowser, Donkey, DK, Mario, Link,
Probably Luigi.
and the.
I honestly hope for, instead of like regular Luigi, I'd want
Luigi's Mansion?
yeah, Luigi's Mansion Luigi.
He does that.
So he does like how we got
We got all these Kirby's now. He just sucks you up with the vacuum. Ooh.
I would have his powers be different, where it's like he can summon ghosts or suck and.
But he still has a vacuum.
But they like operate differently. Just because you can suck doesn't mean.
Whoa.
Set suck to blow.
Who else?
It's still coming back.
It's just all coming
I
out.
don't want to do double dab.
No?
I'm not gonna drink.
You got milk, bro.
I'm gonna waste this whole thing. I can drink like.
Alright, next episode. We do 2 dabs.
Just up the
God damn it.
next episode, Russian roulette.
Your
We
glass
just
is
slowly
fine.
below. I know, because I'm getting nervous now. It's double dab, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like I'm okay right now. It's just the food we ate, then the
I wanted
dab.
to rip out my tongue. Like, it was just
Yeah.
on fire, and I was like, if I could rip this out, I'd be fine.
My nose went bing and then it just went away. I mean, like, this hurts and the tongue
You
is burning,
two
but
need to try the zombie taco.
Mm.
Or no, the dead. It is 100 times worse than that. 100.
Well, how about we?
It's like a street
How
taco.
about we
You know what's funny?
slather this on?
It's like this big.
Dave's insanity sauce was hotter, but I did put like 20 drops in there.
It is the size of this, and like people had done 1 bite, 2 bite. I did 1 whole, just like done.
the whole one.
It feels like your entire face is just like someone put glass and just shammed it in your face for like a minute or 2, but it feels like 8 hours.
Like again, we didn't slather this on the wings. Like we just dabbed it. Like
I'm willing to try, but after doing that little one,
we gotta have the gallon.
I think you need to try. I really want you two to
I'm
try.
down to try it. Oh,
It's in Long Beach. We should do a weekend.
spicy
we can
stuff?
just do it
With the
on
camera.
video. We'll just do it on video.
Yeah, we'll make a special outing for it. Okay.
Fuck, I'm it back.
God damn it. I hate it.
You can be like, I've already had it. I don't have to take it again. And
I think I have a video of me doing it, so I'll just like clip it on next to it. It is literally me dying.
Literally.
And everyone's laughing at me because all my coworkers were like, "Oh, everyone does it when they first join this company." I'm like, "Okay." And then people were like, "I did it," and then they told me later they're like, "Oh, I didn't finish it. I ate half of it." I'm like, "You God, no!" Okay. Anyway, yeah, hyped about Smash Bros.
Yeah, dude, super excited about it. You know what? I was recently regretting my decision to buy a Switch.
Bullshit.
I saw this announcement. I was like, I don't regret anything.
Exactly.
Never did. Never
Hey,
will.
please fix the netcode.
For Celeste?
No, netcode for Smash on the DS local play. Come on, dude.
That's why I'm saying they're
gonna go with paid internet service or like paid.
Well, I mean,
I hope it's good.
I'm pretty sure there's LAN too, though.
Yeah.
The LAN should not be lagging. Like
Oh, it lags?
on the DS.
No, on the it doesn't lag when you're playing like Switch.
No, because you're playing like obviously that's local.
What are you saying then?
Well, that's what he meant. He was talking about the 3DS. The whole
In
time.
local 3DS?
Yeah,
Local
not
3DS.
like well, because you
Wow.
can't play like the same player on the same 3DS. So yeah, the infrared.
So you're comparing local 3DS to local Switch.
Yes.
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 Okay. Local Switch is good.
We don't know yet because this game hasn't come out.
For this game, no, but for other games, it's
Okay.
been okay. It's
Yeah.
been good.
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing.
That's the same with the 3DS. The other games has been good, but just Smash Brothers is
Okay.
fucking
I understand.
bad. I don't know what the fucking netcode.
Well, I think for the 3DS it's specific because you gotta link the two systems up,
Right.
and he's referring to like an actual system. You can play 2 players on the same system.
Right. I'm not talking about that.
He's talking about online.
4 separate switches.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm sorry.
You're just mixing it up.
Let's mix it up. Mix it up, boys.
How many?
Yes.
Do you think they'll increase the player capacity?
Like,
it was
16 was already ridiculous.
How many?
16?
yeah.
It didn't go to 16.
It did go to 16.
I thought it went to 8.
Oh no, he's right.
Okay, maybe right.
8 was already ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel like the map got too spread out.
Well, do you think they could do anything different then?
I think they can keep it at 8. I don't know, cause when everyone gets in one corner of the map and the other group gets in the other corner of the map,
Hyrule
it's gotta
Castle.
stretch
They
out the
should
whole
have
thing.
like a Mortal Kombat style, like it's 1v1 and brackets. Next to.
Yeah. Well, I think ARMS played around with it. Like 8 people will get into a lobby, and you set it up as a tournament, and everyone spectates one matchup. Then it bracket, like how you're saying.
I would still like all 8 players to play at the same time.
I feel like it would be nice to have both options. Is what I'm saying. Like if they continue the 8 player, you can have the mayhem,
if they
or you can do a
tournaments-
competitive mode.
I think if they do tournaments, they should allow more players.
Yeah,
Like, it's like-
definitely.
So like obviously they're gonna be tournament rules where it's gonna be a max of 4 players at one time, and it's gonna be rosters, but they're gonna be like maybe up to 16 players in that one room doing the whole tournament.
My
That'd be
guess,
cool.
my prediction for that would be up to 8 switches can connect in a tournament, but that could mean up to 16 players because they'll max out at two on each,
Oh, 8 systems, right?
Yeah. and then you could play hopefully online that way. If not, that would maybe be a local option to do like brackets, but like. They'll be like, oh, we're hoping everyone has a Switch now, so then we can do 8 people playing Smash. Yeah, I'm definitely curious. I wonder whether there'll definitely be a bundle. I hope there's some cool Smash controller, like even if it's just like a professionally made like GameCube looking Smash controller. I'd be like, give me that the Switch Pro controller, but like with the yellow.
It's gonna be like a regular GameCube, and it's just gonna have like the symbol, the Smash symbol on there, the fire in the eye of the Inkling.
I wonder how this is gonna affect like the competitive environment, because for a long time they've been like hands off in the competitive environment, but they did sponsor or help collaborate with a recent one, and that might be like and then they've been doing other events where they're like the Splatoon one. The ARMS
dipping their foot in the water to like try to see how it's going.
Yeah.
I do hope I think Nintendo for the thing is it's always been a fan game like that. They're the ones who push it to be a competitive scene. Like Nintendo had no they didn't control anything.
Yeah, it was grassroots.
Yeah, exactly. And
people are still playing GameCube one for.
I think at this point they gotta give. What is it? Ode to the fans or whatever. Recognition towards the fans, and help promote this as a competitive game.
Well, looking at what they've done with ARMS and Splatoon, using those two as a basis of what I'm saying, they've been doing open tournaments. And one of the updates for ARMS was we're doing an open challenge where you'll work up a leaderboard and make it to a competitive ranking. And Splatoon, there's definitely been a few competitions that they've run. So it'd be interesting knowing that they're dabbling with those two, what they do with the next one.
But they've had opportunities with these other games, but they've never really said anything. And then these games are with obviously the whole new system, because both these are for Switch.
I think it's like
this is a new thing for them now. Yeah.
Oh, fingers crossed. Next topic.
So crossed are broken. So that's my topic.
All right, let's get the dab out.
I'm not really gonna. You guys, I don't want to die.
It's got all.
I don't want to be uncomfortable, man. Hey, my butthole. Our buttholes will thank me.
I don't know. It's in my system. So there's gonna be a recap episode behind the scenes.
BTS.
Wow. But for my topic, so I think it was Tuesday.
It was Tuesday.
When all Oculuses pretty much stopped working.
It
was there was memes. There's memes where it shows the trailer where he's putting on the goggles and it just it pops up the error that everyone was getting Oculus cannot play because of the certification or whatever, and that was the running joke about it. But
show you the way.
it was an oversight. people were saying like it can't be an oversight. This is like obviously like everyone had their hands in this or whatever, but a certification thing like wasn't refreshed or whatever. Well, normally when you do like a certification, like a runtime certification or whatever, I guess you set it a certain way where like it's active forever from that point on, and they didn't do that. So it had an end date, and it ended on Tuesday, I think it was. So
is it fixed now?
Yeah, but it has to be a manual update. Like if there's no way to auto update because the certification is done, it like completely severs all ties with like the system.
It's like the Matrix.
So yeah, you can't just go like Oculus update, and it's like I can't because I'm broken. So you have to manually patch it, and then from there it'll be like, okay, I'm back online. Here's all the updates we have from here on out. So yeah, it's patched now as of the following day, I think it was. But my topic was if there was a small oversight like that on anything, on services, on utilities, whatever it is, and like it just stopped like immediately working, and it just affected so many people. Like, what are things that you think would just completely ruin everyone's life? Like, and maybe just small things that you think no one really thinks about, or big things, obviously, like having stuff that I don't want to say because I feel like I'm going to say your topics anyways.
Well, I'm pretty sure we all each picked each other's.
I want to say one thing before we go into this, because I just remembered last week we talked about simulations. I want to just make a comment about it.
Mm-hmm.
I finally understand. Thanks to a viewer, Sam, thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
It was the easiest explanation too. And I know I was originally going to bring it up this week as my topic, as a continuation. I had a thought that I developed after thinking about some more related to it. We'll get to it next week, or next 1 or 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, anyway.
Well, let us know what he said to get you thinking.
So he just told me, he's like, okay, I was hooked on why are we saying that it could be possible that we're in a simulation? It's like automatically assumed that we're in the simulation. If it is possible, we're in it. And I was like, what about the chance, like, why are we not considering the fact that it could be we're the first?
Right.
And all he said to me was,
The possibility.
that's 1%, and then the percent chance of it being a simulation within many simulations, whichever iteration, is way higher. So that probability is much more. It's just like this one, the chances of being this one versus the chance of being one of these many.
Yeah.
Does he think we're in a simulation?
And your mind was like.
Does he have an opinion?
He had some thoughts, yeah.
Does he think we're in a simulation?
I don't think, like, we ended up having a conversation more about whether or not it mattered. Like, and that's where I was lying with last week, and I sort of was lying about it more. And my conversation wanted to be about, like, okay, let's say we're in the Matrix, and that was the simulation where we came out of it. And you're like Stryker, and you're like, this is a tease, because we'll go into it. But if you got out, would you want to go back in knowing that the out was worse? Like, if you know how shitty it was
like the scene where the Matrix, he gets out and he's like, it's a bunch
eating
of
shit
pots.
brown food, like
shit brown.
just like it was literally pellets of mush, and then he's living like in a cabin of metal and stuff. And in the world, he could be having a steak. Would you make a conscious decision to go back in?
The woman in the red dress.
The woman in the red dress. I mean, or would you stay out knowing what's being done?
Ignorance is bliss.
So that's a tease. We'll talk about that.
And I have so much more to say about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anyway, so back to your topic.
So
I have some.
Within the simulation,
we're going to do the roundabout.
Yeah, I think that'll be the best way. So if you want to start, go for it. What is your service that's been down?
Maps, like digital maps.
That is a good one.
Because
holy fuck,
do I not like care about
I know,
knowing
like,
how to get places
unless
it's local.
I remember when I was young, I was learning how to read like actual physical maps on a paper. I was like, okay, so you would find out what town you're in.
We're
like,
probably somewhere.
Like, yeah, exactly. It's always approximation. And I was like, thank God I don't have to do this anymore. Like, I just fucking got Google Maps. It's like, boom, you're exactly right here. You're like 2 miles away from wherever you need to go. I'm like, perfect.
Here's 8 different ways to get there.
Yeah. And one of them's not in towards the ocean, you know?
And like, that's just on a broad level. If you take it on public transportation level, you don't have to think at all. It's like, take the 101 to the 115 bus to the 210 bus to the... I'm like, I don't have to guess which bus to get on. Like, that used to be a thing where I also struggled with. I'm like, I don't know what bus or train to get on.
I can tell you, I still got screwed over in Arizona because there's like the 101 bus, red line, and the 101 bus, blue line. Oh. And like the blue line went straight down the same street, like all the way to the end of the thing. The red line went like, it turned right, then left, then right, and it went essentially diagonal towards, on like if you're looking on the map. And I'm like, how the fuck do I know, like, how does this
And then the other thing was like, okay, now I have to either remember this or write this down. And it was just like L at Studebaker.
And if you missed it, you're like, fuck!
I don't know what to do now. I have to find that street again. And it's like, you end up at this weird cross section. You're like, this isn't an L or a R. This is like a swerve. Fuck.
So, because I have to play off of his. What if like Uber crash? Like not Uber, but like because of Maps crash, essentially Uber drivers, because they can't get the information of where you're at, you know who, or like, because I'm sure none of these motherfuckers are like, where are you at? Oh, Lincoln and Broadway. Yeah, I totally know how to get there, and I'm in LA. You know.
Except the taxi drivers that converted to Ubers, they would know.
So you're saying taxis are still around, or are you saying like Ubers and Lyfts and those like?
I think people can still make it happen, and they would charge up the ass though. They would be like, it was normally $15 for me to get you here. It's $100 now. Because they'll be like, the fuck are you gonna go for, man? You're gonna go to this guy who doesn't even know how to read a map to get to you where you go?
I think that it would just be back to buses and taxis, and then some areas wouldn't have.
But I think the taxi would take, like they would really monetize on that. I feel like that would really happen.
I feel like attending venues and outings like in downtown environments would either be less or crazier.
Yeah.
Because people tend to be like, I'll just Uber there because I want to drink tonight, or I'll just Uber home because I'm drunk.
And now they're stuck because
they're either stuck or
Uber.
They have to, So that's interesting.
I went Public Works because I asked Vargas, so water. If water is gone. The water got shut down.
I feel like that would be a case of
like running water?
Yeah, I feel like sanitation wise, like sanitary stuff would stop working. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to.
That's the first thing, dude. Drink cause chaos.
Drink.
I think there's a book.
Yeah, but you could go to Starbucks, they have free water. Always.
Done. Get bottled water. That would immediately rise.
That's
That would become an essential. Like I know in a lot of people's lives it already is.
Brita would be the number one. I don't know. Like, so the way I see Brita is like it's a shitty filter that filters filtered water. Like that's the way I see it. Like they're just selling you on a fucking filter that's gonna filter water that's supposed to be already filtered for you. So if we were getting like water that was just coming out like straight black, like that Brita's not gonna fucking work.
I think I'm not. I can't say from experience, but I think the people in the Flint area are living somewhat, or have been living somewhere where you're talking about. It's like a much more isolated experience, but I can't imagine.
And because it's isolated, they're able to bring water. Because I know there are certain areas like schools and stuff that offer free water every week or month or something that they were saying, like bottles of water, so people are able to get water still. That's only because it's an isolated area where they can bring in water from like where it's not very far, fresh water to come in. But yeah, if it was like all the United States, we'd be a little fucked to like people.
California almost.
Yeah.
Went to that.
That was crazy.
But yeah, if it was like a whole country type thing, I think it would obviously that we'd focus our efforts and it wouldn't last very long, hopefully. But I don't know for sure. Never know. For me, it's so I didn't want to go the easy route and say banks, so I'm gonna say like credit card authorization systems. So just like pretty much credit cards are just fucking obsolete right now. So like it's only cash, or that's it pretty much. Like you can't really. And this is going into everything. Like I have Samsung Pay, where when I connected my card, it gives me like a virtual card with a virtual number, and it's like this is a number for your Samsung Pay, but you still have your real number. So that my Samsung Pay would also still not work because this is regarding everything that authorizes currency. Could work. So it would have to be cash only, pretty much. Everything would have to be cash only. But
checks. What about checks?
I mean, that's
the banks work.
No, right. But the thing is, like, at least when we used to work at Fry's, we didn't have a system to verify checks.
Right.
So we would literally take their word for it and be like, yes, my check works. And we would have, quite a few fraudulent or like bounce checks essentially where like they took $100 item and we made money for it. Their systems changed since then. They actually have they got good systems now. I went recently, I was like, oh shit, you guys upgrade. But yeah, so like that one, it would be similar to that. Like you can take a check, but you cannot verify it. So therefore, like if they don't have enough funds, they just fucked you over. Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
So
that definitely hinders things.
So they have to be cash, and the thing is like, obviously you can still go to the banks, but then bank lines would be fucking huge with people trying to get cash to get what they need.
And their hours.
Yeah.
It's like right when I'm working.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people would take like, maybe their lunch, and they wouldn't even be able to make it then. Mm-hmm. They would have to, take time off and call out of work for a day.
I think like thefts would go up too because they know people have money in their hand.
Definitely.
In like bad areas and stuff, and maybe even more. I said gas stations. Because then you just be like, this is like the water thing. It's like you're limited to where you can go.
People would start. I'm so glad I work so close to. I can just ride my bike and
I wouldn't go. I'd be like, I'm working from home. Peace.
I can make that happen within the time. Like if it happened today, I would just be like, I drive home obviously because we have to drive home, and then from there I'd be like, hey guys, I'm gonna ride my bike to work, and I need to set up a system to be able to work from home. And it's possible they can do that. At least my job can.
So I wanted to say internet, but I'm going to take it to the next step. Electricity. If electricity just went out. And
I feel like since some of these issues are already like Puerto Rico with the whole hurricane thing, it's crazy. Like I work at a tattoo supply company, and I would have people call me from Puerto Rico to order supplies and come back. I didn't hear from them for a while, and then like I would slowly start hearing back from them again and be like, hey man, just calling to place an order. And I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to be like, oh shit, like how are you doing, man? And I was just like acting like a normal fucking day. Yeah man, I got you, what do you need or whatever. But I never wanted to bring it up because there's still like, even then, like you've seen videos recently where like the electrician fixes the power for his school, and like as soon as he pops it, it's like click, and you just hear everyone like, yeah, like just so fucking happy that they finally have electricity. Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah, I can't imagine. It'd be like
fridges.
Yeah, food goes bad. It'd be like Walking Dead. Like
your internet's.
I think if electricity's out, I wouldn't even be thinking about the internet. If it was just the internet, I'd be like, okay, I can function, basic stuff, but no browsers.
Like browsers?
I was like, wait, I thought you said browsers.
No. Okay. The essentials, dude.
No porno.
See, I was gonna go there, but then I was like, wait, but no internet, and then I was like, and then you took it to just.
Yeah, because no power means like even if I had videos saved, I got none of that.
No electricity, no Stranger Things season 2.
People would have to have like the generators, but then those are powered by gas, and then you're fucking putting the gas thing.
Are these all happening at the same time?
No, I'm just linking them right now.
My last one was calendars. My Google calendars. Oh. I would not know what I was doing anymore.
I'm glad I haven't like dove into that yet, so I would still know what I'm doing because I never know what I'm doing.
Like if it's not like a routine weekly thing, I'm like, okay, it's Thursday, I'm doing this, or it's this, or If it's events, I'm like, wait, am I doing something? I don't know anymore. I just check my calendar.
So I don't update my own calendar, but like Facebook, it's like if you said you were gonna attend or you're interested, it'll remind you, or like if even.
What happens if you just are interested in like 100 things? Because
I don't know, because I haven't done that though, but even like on the day of, like after it's reminding me, I'm like, okay, whatever, and I'm like, fuck, where was that? What time was it? I could just go to Facebook events, be like, you were interested in this, and it'll bring up It's awesome, I did. All right, you can bring this one. I think this is like topic 2 or something. He's hungry.
Yeah, he's enjoying some of the extra wings we got.
I'm hungry.
Well, I'm saying it because some of the viewers probably are just almost hearing like a little like.
Well, they can also see it.
Well, Well, if they're not doing that, they're on a podcast.
Brazzers.
Yeah, Brazzers. They're like
Brazzers. He's eating a hot one. Come nice. Or a cold one now, you know?
Just loop the video.
You just did it yourself, dude.
Yeah.
Just gotta play back and forth, dude.
So you were saying? Sorry.
I don't even remember what I was saying. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. Thanks.
Calendar. Interested. 100.
Thanks. Oh yeah, I can just go back to Facebook and it'll show me the date or whatever, the time.
Well, then for you, your calendar is
Well,
Facebook,
no,
so
because
it's
I mean,
just-
like, I would say, like, all calendars. Like, somehow, like, even physical calendars, like, it erased everything off of there. Like,
I'm specifically saying digital because I do take notes in my journal and stuff, but
I feel like
most
that's
of-
possible, though.
yeah,
Like, if you lose your phone,
yeah.
well, no, it would connect. You can go to, like, Google Docs or whatever.
Maybe.
But if their system
It-
reset,
I think it would hinder me a lot because I'd be like, I don't know
you're
anyone's
relying
birthday.
on it.
Birthdays.
the thing
As
is,
soon
like-
as it's someone's birthday, I'm like, I'm gonna forget this. Today is this person's birthday.
See, so
Annual.
I have my Google calendar is linked to Facebook. So literally, like, every date is already filled out with their birthdays if they have it on Facebook. So that's already done. That's
What
on
if they
there.
don't have it on Facebook?
Well, then they don't want me to know.
They don't have a birthday. They
No.
weren't born.
They weren't born. They're aliens. Kyle XY.
Yep, that's the reference.
For you guys that don't know, he's a dude without a belly button, therefore he wasn't born.
That was the weirdest. I saw posters for that. That was fucking-
It was my dad's. So my dad, he's gone from weird to weirder. So he, like, Lost.
I love that.
Was watching it, Rider Strike, he's like, fuck TV shows. Because it was like 2 years, I think, like.
It was a long time.
So my dad's like, fuck TV shows. And then, like, after a while, he's like, I'll get back into TV shows. Started watching Kyle XY. Like, one season, and they fucking cancel that shit. My dad's like, fuck TV shows forever. I was like, you picked the weirdest fucking show, first of all. Dude, no one watches this shit.
That's funny.
Now he's been watching Walking Dead. But he's like,
Man, I saw a clip. Okay, I don't really have an issue with this show. Like, you enjoy it, fine. It's everyone who like enjoys
it's
it.
racist, though.
No, what? No, there was a clip, and I'm just gonna say a spoiler because it's been teased, it's been publicized. Carl.
Yeah.
Cole. Got bit. It wasn't a fake out. He's pretty sure he's gone. And then the part that like I saw this clip of, and I was like, I have to watch this clip because doesn't make sense to me.
Guess who's back?
Rick is on a talk walkie with Negan, and Negan is very serious. And he's like, "What happened?" He's like, "I'm sorry." And he's like trying to be like, "Man, I had plans for Carl. He had a place in the future," and he's trying to be like compassionate. And I'm probably seeing this out of context too, so I'm sure
Because you don't see Negan that way.
I've seen a lot of Negan in the comics, and he is anything but a compassion. Like they're giving him the same thing that in my opinion, this is an opinion.
Killmonger?
No. The governor in the show,
okay.
where they made him sympathetic and like you had some backstory on some sides of him. Whereas in the comic, he was just pure dag nasty evil, and he's just like a force to be reckoned with, and it was just like whoa, like challenge. And Negan was like the next, like the ultimate level of that. Like there's no good, there's nothing. Like he's not only bad, but he's got a force with him, and he's fucking like moments notice he go nuts on you.
Yeah.
And I saw this clip, I'm like, God damn it! Like and they're going their own way. And I know other shows do this, but
Is Coral, is he dead in the comics?
no,
That's what I thought.
he's got.
That was a curveball.
That's where I was like, this reminds me of Game of Thrones, where the book is its own thing, the show is its own thing now, where they're very different, but that just I was like irked by it. Like normally I'm just like, whatever they do in the show now, I'm like, alright, it's fine, whatever, it's its own thing, but that was like, come on, really? Just, can a character just be evil? I don't know. I don't know how I got on
I would want to bring more up on that, but that's for a later topic.
Stay tuned.
So then my last one was all wireless connections are severed.
Wireless?
This is like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth.
Gifts?
Dank
But
memes?
you mean GIFs. You're gonna get killed in the future. They're gonna go up to the jury. You're gonna actually
I'm looking at the camera
say
right
this
now.
word.
GIF.
No Patrick memes?
Brassers.
No Patrick
Come at me.
But the thing is, like, I was thinking about it just now, and I'm like, because I was like, you can just have a wire connection to your computer, but then that connection goes to a company that is wirelessly connected to
Satellites?
satellites. So there's no internet. There's nothing. We're fucked. I can't listen to my phone on my car. Coral. So that's actually a bigger thing than I thought.
Yeah, that's you just said like I was like oh
Wireless connections.
But then you just remember that it's Nerf or nothing. Yeah. And it's all
I'm ready.
player one. Dun, 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 dun.
Alright, so now we go for the triple dab?
What are you talking about?
My last one.
Oh.
Trash. I mean, it's like
What?
trash.
Wait, gone?
Like trash service.
Oh,
It's just
I
like
thought you meant trash.
No,
is
no,
gone.
no.
That's
That's
good.
after a week, yeah, you can survive a week with not your trash.
No, I don't think I can survive one week.
Well, 2 weeks would be good.
I can
Yeah.
survive a week because I know that like we fill that thing up within a week, but then we're like, he's gonna pick it up, we'll just fill it up next week.
Within 2 weeks.
Yeah, dude, like there'll be trash on the streets. Like first, the people will be like very, they won't believe it, so they'll stick out their trash there like normal,
Pile up.
and they'll start piling up, and they'll be like, oh, they didn't fucking pick it up this week, and they'll start like throwing the bags on the side of the trash. Next thing you know, the full streets will be trash. They'll start like having just, if it's 2-lane street, 1 lane full of trash, other lane is just 1-way street. From that point on, like it get bad, dude. Holy fuck.
I give it a year before it's like a
Oh
post-apocalyptic
my
world.
god.
I think that's when it'll like.
I give it less, dude. Like I feel like
Like
within
I'm talking.
months,
I'm not saying just in like highly populated areas. I'm saying like across America. That's when it's like uniform.
fucking
Like
virus just hits and just swirl.
T-virus.
Bullet.
And then
Fucking trash.
Mia Jovovich.
Trash pandas just rule.
What?
Trash pandas are raccoons.
Oh.
They just take over the world.
Okay.
They live in trash. They're trash pandas.
Okay.
Have you seen the video where like the guy feeds one panda or well, I'm calling them pandas now.
Just
One
find yourself.
raccoon, and he like his phone goes up into the forest, and it's like
18
fucking
eyes.
like 16, 18
Yeah.
eyes, and he's like, oh fuck, and then the phone they just cuts because he's dead. He's dead.
Yeah. And on that note, we're changing the subject.
Trash to poverty. So there was an article by Bloomberg. The title says, "Success on YouTube still means a life of poverty." So the first line.
Hear that, guys? We're poor.
We poor.
We couldn't afford any of these things.
These are all,
We've got thousands.
these are all like
Thousands of dollars.
video edited in.
Yeah, this is all CG.
So we are technically we are all content creators.
Mm-hmm.
The
And
first.
we're living lives of poverty.
Do your children dream of YouTube stardom? Do them a favor. Crush their ambition now. So obviously none of us have children that we know of.
Guys, I have some.
Nieces.
So if you have,
I'm a food baby.
let's say you have nephews and nieces and like they're dead set, I want to be an influencer.
I wanna be the best.
What would you tell
No
them?
one ever was.
Okay, we're going around the room.
Ring around.
Get yourself a Nerf gun.
Dame. Apocalypse ready.
No, I think the first thing I would say.
Oh, there's another article that I linked. That one girl where she got into debt trying to be an Instagram.
Holy fuck.
Oh, really?
influencer.
I didn't
That's
know
I
that
didn't.
one.
Okay.
There's a Slack article
Right.
that I linked.
I
But
didn't. Sorry.
she tried to keep up with living that life. So she's putting a facade and trying to become more
Oh,
views
shit.
and views, and she never reached it. She just got into crazy amount of debt,
I can see that happening.
and she wouldn't. She had to buy clothes. She had to buy clothes.
I hear that with like, I imagine that with like being a tech reviewer because you're starting out, you're not making money, but you're like, I need all the 8 of the newest phones so I can review them. Like you might have an urgency to be like that, and then you're like, shit, this is like $1,000 a phone. fuck, like I'm
10
out 10 grand.
10 grand.
And then the camera equipment that I'm using has to be top tier.
15 grand.
I feel like that need to be at the top immediately
For speed.
is detrimental in a lot of ways. But my first advice would be consistent. With whatever you're doing, just have a consistent thing about it. Like when you do it sporadically, when you do it like big burst and then you just go out in the flame, I feel like you're just gonna be a flash in the pan.
You'll go home.
Right. That'd be one I'd say. I think like if you can just have, it could be a simple thing. It could be like the tiniest thing, but as long as you're consistent, whether it's in a year or 4 years, you'll have a library built that people can be like, damn.
For me, this is like in a point of view of me talking to my little sister. I would just say like, do it for fun. Don't do it for the money. Like, if you immediately just like, if you go into this game of life, assuming like I'm gonna become a millionaire. I'm gonna become an Instagram millionaire. I'm gonna become a YouTube millionaire.
Overnight.
A Twitch millionaire. Not even like that soon, but like, you know, it's like, oh, I just gotta do it with a month and I'll start seeing numbers, you know? You're gonna have a really bad time. You can't go into this thinking that like, it's really just gotta be for fun. Like you gotta do it for a long time and you have to pretty much expect never to get money. That's kind of how it is. And like it'll either slowly build or just one night you make a fucking perfect ass video where it just blows up, goes viral, you know, and then from there you just continue doing what you're doing for fun, because if you do it for money, you're gonna lose interest as well.
Well, I agree and I don't know.
Fight me.
With hot sauce.
You look like a George Costanza look like Jerry. I've had it. I agree. I don't know. I'm gonna think out loud. That's what I do. I think it depends on your message, like, and that would be my point. And I'm going out of turn, so I'll skip a turn after this. Is I think have a clear message. If your message is something that is fun or that you enjoy, and you want it to be that, you want it to be how you feel and how that is in your art form, don't let the business side of it hinder that part. But if you're going into it like, okay, I have a strategy. Every week I will pick a product or whatever it is, and I'll go about it in a strategic way, and then I'll do it, and then I'll move on. I'll go on, and that's just that. I've dedicated this time to this task, this project. I'll do my project, and I'm measuring it based on success. You can go about it in a business sort of way. It doesn't have to be fun. I think in those senses where it's like, okay, I have built this reach. I'll post pictures. I tag these things. I do this. I know the formula for this specific like audience, like pens. Let's say hotel pens. I'll post a picture of a pen. I'll be like, this is a great pen. Boom, review. Boom, review. I'm not gonna have. I can't imagine how much fun I'll be having reviewing hotel pens. But I have a formula. I'm sticking to it. It's a template.
Right.
I'll go with it. I'll continue having fun the rest of my life. But if you're doing something where it's like it's my life, I feel like that would be a point where I don't want it to detriment my fun, because the whole thing of it is like me expressing myself, me doing something creative.
I'm gonna let Boss talk, but I'm gonna come back around to you.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I
just wanted to debate.
Yeah.
I want to put this podcast like on the table. Like,
Okay.
if we were not doing this for fun, if we were doing this as pure business, how long do you feel like this could last? Like how this would have lasted maybe? Because I feel like if we weren't doing it for fun, if we weren't just hanging out and just kicking it, like going to eat before this, you know, doing that, I don't feel like it would have lasted very long.
No, I agree. This is one of those cases where it would have been like the fun. It needs to be there. But there are other cases where it's like I can't think of any hard examples of it. But like if I'm just doing products, I could just be like, okay, I'm going to excel at this in an analytical, competitive way or whatever, and I'm doing it because I want to excel at it. But I don't need to like have fun.
But the way I see it is, this is personal.
No.
If I were to see something as a business standpoint, I would do it for a few months, And if I saw nothing, like if I still like from day 1 I saw 0 viewers to day 72 I saw 0 viewers, I'm like, okay, this is not a path I want to be going. Start something new. So that's already done, As opposed to someone seeing it fun, they're gonna go years. I mean, maybe just a couple months, like a full year or something like that. But they will do it longer than someone who's just seeing it as a business standpoint. And that longevity, that consistency.
Right, I see.
And this is just from being fun. Like, obviously, this is going back to you being consistent.
Right. What keeps this fun good for me is because it's fun.
Exactly.
Right. So I agree in that in our case and in many cases that we're talking about, like vlogging, things that are involving personal creative endeavors. But I see a lot where it's just like, I'm going to flash this product.
Mm-hmm.
To me, if I were trying to do that as an influencer, I'd be like, this isn't fun, but I'm either going to try and make it fun and inject it into it so that I do have the motivation to do it personally, or I'm going to go about it like, okay, I'm dedicating, like, I go to work, I try to make it fun, but whenever I can, I'm like, okay, it's 8 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Once I'm home, like, I leave my work at work, and it is work in a lot of degrees. So I know it's a skating. I feel like then it becomes a skating of a line of like, okay, there is room for fun if depending on the activity and what it is, but there's also an area where I'm like, I don't know. Maybe
you're wrong. I'm big. You're small. I'm old. You're young.
Nerf or nothing. You can't argue it. All right, but I know I definitely see what you're saying. I don't think I'm completely disagree. I just wanted to chime in on the point of it. So.
Jane.
I get asked this all the time by my viewers on YouTube gaming.
But they all assume you're making like hundreds of dollars.
You're doing this full time, right?
They don't assume that. They do ask. I'm pretty honest with them. I don't make a lot of money. I tell them it's just difficult because I feel like they want to do it for the fame and for the money.
For being like the last bosses.
No. But I feel like I tell them that this is what I tell them: make the stuff you want to see, but also you gotta have fun with it. Like if you're not having fun with it, then like if you don't like doing like let's play videos, then don't ever make a let's play video. And I don't know. It's really hard to say.
I feel like those are very like your personality drives it. And I agree, like if you're trying to do something and you're like not feeling it, no, it's like don't even start.
Right. I don't know. I just tell them make the stuff you want to see. And I felt like early on in my when people were watching me, I would tell them no, just go for it. And I feel like that's the wrong message. Like
really?
Yeah, I take that back because because if it's hard to say. It's like if you're not feeling it, you shouldn't go for it.
Right, but. I feel like that's after you've tried. Like you try.
Right.
If you've tried and you don't feel it, then don't push it. Like don't force it. What do you think?
I think a good example is his stream versus my stream. Jane does it for fun, and you can see it. Like he plays a game, and he does repetitive stuff over and over and over, and that's what makes him enjoyable. Like he just brushes it off. He's like fuck, but let's just do it again, and he goes like super chill. And for me, I have a mindset, and this is not just like, because I'm not doing it for fun, but my mindset when I play games is like, I gotta do it on my first try. And if I don't do my first try, I gotta do it as little, like I gotta redo this as little as possible. So I'll focus, I'll forget about my chat, I won't even look at it. There's times where like, a guy like 10 minutes ago like said, what's up? And I was like, completely ignoring him. And I like, come back out of my like,
trance.
Yeah, my trance of like trying to beat the shit out of whatever I was doing. I look back, I'm like, oh, what's up, dude? And like, it's gonna be like a minute later from that point on, and it's like 11 minutes later, and that fool long gone already. It says back to 0 viewers, So that there's still that though. Like, you still have to. I don't know where I was going with that. I think for me, like I'm playing games I enjoy. But I feel like my personality doesn't mesh well with a stream compared to the way James works. Because he's able to do tasks that just go over and over and over. I get tired. Like, Monster Hunter World, I'm already getting tired of it, And I still have a long way to go to get a platinum on that. And that was my goal. That is my goal. I was playing Grand Theft Auto recently, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and I'm like, this is a shitty ass game, shitty ass graphics. The fucking camera movement is horrible. You like turn left for like a second, and like you're already doing a 360 spin, and it's just, and like I only played for like an hour and a half. I didn't play that game for very long. I just played that day an hour and a half, and that's because I didn't find it enjoyable. And like I think it doesn't help me that I don't have people viewing me, you know? It really puts me like in a depressing mood, like to see like me doing what I'm doing and not seeing anyone.
We'll just put a screenshot that shows like 100 viewers. Just like have that viewer and just like.
And in my mind, I'm like, yes.
All right, cool. Just fake it till you make it.
Take a screenshot, send it to Twitch. I get 100 viewers, concurrent viewers. The fuck is my.
Whatever helps.
Whatever.
Like I remember just my little experience with streaming, since we're giving like little anecdotal things. I knew I would have a hard time. I tried once or twice playing fighting games on my own, and I was like, okay, I just gotta talk to myself because that's how it's gonna be for a while. Because until like one person maybe finds their way in here or something, and I was having a hard time with it. I was struggling, and then I was like, okay. I know this is not going to last, knowing how I am and knowing that that's going to be like that for a while. I'm aware of this. If this is going to continue, I got to do something to change that. How do I do that? And so I was thinking, I'm like, maybe I can do, Katie and I do something together if she's interested, or something else. Or I was thinking, okay, I can't do this for 4 or 5 hours plus at a time. I'll do 1 hour things and they'll be like episodes. Like, I know it's not orthodox for streaming because streaming is technically like long. A lot of times you'll see streamers go for 2 to 3 hours minimum, and they'll be like, okay, this is something I can sit here and watch or have in the background. I was like, oh, this will be little segments. And then I thought, for me, I love playing a game while conversing with someone. So I was like, oh, my buddy Jay, myself, we both have the Switch version of Monster Hunter. That was in Japan, so we're like, oh, let's try and do this dual stream because I'd seen that done. I'm like, not very often, but it looks like that would work for me because I love Monster Hunter. This would capture the essence of what makes Monster Hunter fun to me. Let's try it, and it worked. Like the only thing that hindered it was how erratic my schedule was, and he has a busy schedule as well, and so we started seeing that aspect wasn't working. But in playing it, I was like, this time flew for me. I'm like, what? It's already. God damn it! It's time to go. Okay, fine. And that was where it sucked. And I was like, damn it. But the part that I was trying to solve, I solved. I was like, I knew my strengths, I knew my weaknesses, and I played to them. I feel like being aware of that in lies my, like, another one of my advice. Is just like, be aware of what you are and aren't good at and learn how to either develop the things you're not good at or work with them.
Yeah.
Any other?
Because I got this. Okay. One thing real quick.
No rush.
When I started YouTube, it's been 6 years since I've done YouTube.
Why did you want to start YouTube?
Fucking great. I don't know. I just wanted to entertain.
So entertain.
The consistency hasn't been
there. The consistency wasn't there, but there was a time where I was just consistent with the Let's Plays, and I noticed letting people decide what I wanted to play was hurting me. And it was Dark Souls 2.
Okay.
I was not having it. And that's when I took the biggest break from YouTube. And I realized I'm fucking unapologetic on what I play now. Like, I'll play whatever I want to play. It's
fully.
But GTA 5 you didn't want to play.
I said I was going to play it. And I because I promised I was going to play it.
See, that's a viewer thing, though. You still gave in.
I mean, yes. But I think at the same time, it's
something I wanted to play.
You've developed a relationship at this point with
the viewers.
Chat. And you're like, okay, I like this relationship, and I'll entertain it now. So I'll do some things that I enjoy a lot, and I'll share that. But sometimes they want to share with me. And it might be a cop-out, but at the same time, it's like, okay, this is engaging. It's like engaging for them, and this is my way of being engaging the other way. Because it's very much like, it's a screen, and I'm reading it.
As long as he doesn't commit to 100%, we're good.
I mean, I already said I'm going to play Uncharted 4 next. So, I mean, I'm doing things that I'm not saying I'm going to do.
That's part of your character. He does
like, he does himself in a hole? Like,
he does what he wants to do until he doesn't.
That should be. You should have. You should make an animation when people like subscribe to you. It's you.
Oh, there's a pro wrestling move like that.
But no, when I was playing Monster Hunter, it was kind of depressing, dude. My numbers went to like 3 of 5 viewers. But I mean, there were hardcore viewers. But I mean, like, yeah, I'm happy playing this right now.
Yeah, those are the guys who are like, don't worry, boss. We'll watch you with whatever you
play anything.
And you're like, thanks, guys.
I think you gotta do what you gotta do, like what makes you happy. You can't let people decide.
Do what you love.
Do what you love.
Isn't that something Casey Neistat says?
Yeah. Do you have any more?
Do what you love. I ain't got nothing else.
So I watched this video on Reddit, and I think it plays to this because it was kind of cool. It was do what you love. Someone took something that they love doing, and it was just taking photos of this one tree. Did you guys see this video?
Mm-hmm.
It was a tree. It looked like the top of a broccoli. And so the video was like called Broccoli Tree something, and it's like this narrator. I don't know the context because it sounds like this person had made other videos, but this one video kind of caught my attention. He talks about like, oh, this person every time on his way home or on his way to work, he would stop and he'd see the same tree along the beach. He took a picture. He'd post it on Instagram. And then the next day, every day, he just took a photo of it, different weather, different times of day, all year round. And then he's like, okay, eventually it got to the point where he had a lot of people liking those photos in his thing. And then he's like, okay, well, I'll start dedicating a specific account just for this now. And that grew and that grew. And it got to the point where people were going out of their way to see this tree. Wow. And it became a thing on maps. And so the art that he shared was... like, it was something special to him that he then shared with others, and it became special to them in their own way. Mm-hmm. And then one person or two people cut the tree.
Those sons of bitches.
And it ruined. And he's like, in the video, he's like, what if I never shared this at all? It would never have been cut, and I would have still loved this tree, and it would still be here. But it's like keeping things you love to yourself versus sharing it and risking losing it one day. And it was interesting because to me it's like, okay, when you want to share a video, when you make a video or when you make what do you create? Do you hoard it or do you share it? And in that lies maybe, I don't know if I feel like creators and influencers, there's a difference. And I know we're talking more right now about creators and entertainers. Mm-hmm. Influencers I feel like are, I tried a product.
Right.
Or I experienced this activity, yay or nay. You know, like, I feel like an influencer does something different than a creator. Like, I made a movie. Like, that's not an influencer to me.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like...
Fight me.
The route that people take to become an influencer. Because this guy could have started that way. Mm-hmm. He still loved the tree. Yeah. But could have decided to start monetizing the tree account. You know, putting like
ads.
Putting like let's say he tried Starbucks one day, so he puts the Starbucks next to the tree and takes a picture of it, and then just goes on about his way again. You know, he gets fucking Ready Player One book and puts it next to the tree and takes a picture of it, and he'll start promoting. He'll start like hitting up advertisers saying. Obviously, this seems like a kind of like a cop out. You know, it's like you like the tree. Why the fuck are you ruining it, kind of thing.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Is like, at what point does a creator who does something they love start doing it? You're influencing. I feel like you're doing something with an agenda. You're trying to push like certain things because there's something in it for you.
Yeah.
And I worry that if you go in too much, I don't know this, but I'm like, okay, if I take something I love. And I do it enough, and I get to be a point where I am an influencer, and they want me to sell things now, doing what I love. I'm like, this is gonna start feeling cheap, mm-hmm. or I'm gonna start feeling like, possibly like I'm not saying this is true, but it's like sometimes you'd be like, oh, am I selling out? Like I'm doing now this not because I love it, but because of the money,
yeah,
or because I need to make a living off of this. So the stakes are different. I'm not doing this. The passion may or may not be there, and that's where I'm like we're having this conversation. Influencers versus just being creative and entertaining. I feel like you're doing them. It's like there's something different. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I agree though. There is something different because there's different routes to take it. Like I feel like a good example is the YouTube channel where the kid plays with toys. He like reviews them essentially, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen a single video of this thing. But from my understanding is, in the beginning, people thought that the parents were like soliciting their child. They were forcing him to do videos all the time. And they would go to interviews like, nah, we told him like, we're gonna do one, like, a week or whatever. Like, that's gonna be, like, we don't want you to do more than that. He's like, no, I sometimes I want to do like 3 a day. Like, you want to do 3 fucking videos a day. And this is the kid wanting to do this. Like, the parents are monetizing it, but the kid is having fun still. Like, he just sees it as playing games and communicating maybe with people. But I don't know if he actually, like, chats with anyone, but.
I feel like some examples I can think of that people enjoying what they're doing and also it's influencing is video game reviews, reviews, and impressions of like tech.
Mm-hmm.
Like those people are sharing things that they love about products in society and like with tech, for instance. I'll give an example. Marquise LeBron Key, I think MKBHD.
Mm-hmm.
He reviews tech of various kinds, and he has fun with it. Like he's come a long way from like just like a dinky point and click camera that he'd be like, here's my headphones. Like I'm just gonna review what I have and just start with that. And he slowly is like, every year I have an iPhone, I'll review it.
This motherfucker has Teslas,
he's like
fucking cameras,
but like
studio.
in addition to that, I feel like he has interesting conversations of like, okay, he had a recent one where it was about the ecosystem of Apple. And he's like, what is the appeal? Like when you talk to someone about what is the best phone, this phone could be 100 times better. But because your iPhone has an ecosystem with it, it's how it's integrated. They may not have the best features, but in its ecosystem, it's the best suited.
That's already applied to people in my life. My dad, his work was like, we can give you the iPhone 7 or we can give you the iPhone S8 or whatever. And my dad, he like texted me, he's like, which one should I get? I'm like, dude, you're not tech savvy. You already know
Samsung S8?
Yeah, the Samsung,
okay.
Sorry. So it's Samsung versus iPhone.
Yeah.
And my dad asked, I'm like, okay, the Samsung is clearly the fucking better phone. It's like the newer version.
But for you.
But for me and him, or for him, it was like, you've already used an iPhone. Like, you're not going to know how to use a Samsung.
Well, it's also like, do you already have an Apple? All these things that came with it. And there's other ecosystems. And so his conversation started becoming, he's like, he enjoys tech so much. It's an interesting thing because it's such a vital part of our lives. Mm-hmm. He enjoys that aspect and he likes looking into it. And he's turned it into a passion and how he goes in how he makes his videos, what his videos are about, and discussions of the tech. And like it's become a passion. It's been a passion, and it's been offered him opportunities to be an influencer.
Yeah, that's
and shares opinion on products.
That's where I would have phrased it. Like it was his passion, and he's kept it a passion.
Yeah,
he hasn't.
But
like,
it worked well with his
It doesn't feel like he's sold out on anything. Like he does obviously have advertisements. He does offer. He has he advertises like a Razer headset or whatever, and that would obviously be a paid advertisement.
Right.
He would announce it, but it's still like technology. He makes the video still like as if it's a standard video. He's reviewing like new technology, anyways.
But the difference I see with like a vlogger is I don't see them, to me, largely as influencers. I see them as their opinions. Mm-hmm. Like I'm reading an op-ed. Instead of reading it, I'm just watching a video of it. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't carry the weight to me like a guy or girl that specializes in book reviews or tech reviews or movie reviews. I'm like, okay, this is your repertoire. You've built a library of like experiences that you've shared and people could count. Whereas I built an audience based on like how loud and funny I am. Yeah. Now I'm going to share with you my political views. I feel like that could be irresponsible in a lot of ways because it's like, what's your experience with that? Like you've built a voice, like let's say Logan Paul. He builds a voice in one way and then he does something else, and it's like, okay, how are your influence? How is it swaying?
Or you could be hybrid and be Casey Neistat, review and.
Yeah, I feel like he sprinkles it enough to be like, okay, every few videos I'll do something. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Diversifying. I think that's something you guys mentioned in the past in our conversations. But we were talking. I kind of wanted to go in this direction more because we were talking about streaming, and I feel like that's creative and that's an entertainment field. Mm-hmm. Do you guys agree or disagree that would you say a streamer is an influencer, or would you say
both? Because they do drive game sales.
Yes. I agree with that.
Both.
Yeah, I agree. Because there's one.
I was just curious.
There's small games.
Yeah.
Small indie games. Like there's to the top of the spire. What was that game called?
Slay the Spire.
Yeah, Slay the Spire.
Oh, that one.
There's another one, very small one called Dun Creed. These are games that like they're small niche games, and because these top streamers that are playing it,
PUBG,
like they're blowing up.
Destiny?
Like, I think streaming.
Well, I mean, that's there's like 5K players playing Destiny right now, max.
Yeah.
And like streamers were huge in building and keeping it running and going.
But they killed it.
And
Not
they left.
streamers.
Well, I'm saying they left.
Yeah, because Bungie.
It was a chicken and the egg thing, but it's like there's no streamers for it now, and it's become harder. Like it's like that's part of their advertising, as you guys were saying, just because of
Division 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Please.
Most visual episode.
Very much.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought there was some good advice there.
I think it's
You
good.
had some good points. You had some good points. And it makes sense.
You made more sense
We
than
live in a
But-
simulation.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because we live in a simulation. Unplug me now.
You gotta eat more to dab.
My simulation overrides.
The sense is just destroyed. What happened? I drank the whole bottle.
That's how you get out.
That's how you get out of the sunken place.
Yeah. Do you think that's a good point to end it on?
I think that's a good one.
So we survived. So where can they still find us?
Cold marmalade still.
At the last bosses everywhere.
At Cujo Pro. And then you can find us on the weekly DLC. And then
You can email us.
email us at ustheweeklydlc@gmail.com. And this is now NPR. Because I'm like touching the microphone.
This is NPR Radio.
ASMR. Until next time, we'll...
DLC.
Later.
I hope the video lasts long enough.
I hope so too. This was a long one.
You're like, we have 2 hours for the video. And it's like
I just
3
want
hours.
to
an hour
notice,
45.
after eating it, the speech of oh yeah.
Hey, if it was an hour and 50 minutes, we would save 5 minutes there for you. Holy fuck, these women. They like that was so bad.
It was bad, but it wasn't as bad as I was
It
expecting.
was not as bad.
You were dying.
Hey, no, those mistakes made it bad. Like, those were bad.